Good afternoon from Marie at Messy M Creations. I am hoping that this time I end up live. Let's see. I do believe we have success. I've called it part 2, but you never really got to see part 1. So this is part 1 for you guys, but part 2 for me. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are catching me live, please do say hi. And if you are catching on catch up, it's always good to know that you've managed to catch up. So this is the piece I did yesterday when I was chatting away to myself, but seemingly I'm quite good at that, so it's fine. I could cope with talking to myself. So I am using Fancy Phrases, which has these two lovely floral images, one's bigger and one's slightly smaller, and some fantastic sentiments. So when I count my blessings, and I count you twice, a little something just for you, birthday wishes, keep it in case you need it sometime, sending a little smile your way, and may your day filled be with heartfelt happiness. So over the weekend I was lucky enough to be on a retreat with Michelle Last and the Pinkies, and this is something that I made from Michelle Last's class. So this is where I used the a little something just for you, and then on the inside there's a little tea bag there for Earl Grey tea, and a little note saying keep it in case you need it sometime, which I thought was quite nice when if you're sending someone like a little cuppa, give them opportunity to stop and keep that for when they need a little break. So that's rather cute little set there, isn't it? So essentially I have stamped this in Sahara sand, and I don't know why I picked that up. These are roses. So these in the main I used Flirty Flamingo. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Flirty Flamingo Light, Calypso Coral Light, and Light Cherry Cobbler, I think is what I kind of ended up with. So as I say, if you're catching me live, do let me know that I am actually live today. So blends pens have two ends, a fine tip end, I don't know why I'm showing it there, fine tip end and a thicker tipped end. Now in any colour you can build up by building layers of a single colour. Now the reason I stamped in the Sahara sand is that that's a water-based ink, so it means that when you start colouring in with an alcohol blend you don't get any kind of bleeding of the outline. So I can colour over the outline quite happily, knowing. So that light Flirty Flamingo is just slightly paler than the Calypso Coral, but what's quite nice as well with the fine tipped end. Hi Jeanette, hope you're well. At least I know I'm live today. I'm not talking to myself entirely. I hope you're well. I had to go with the old IT turn it off and turn it on again, which is a standing joke at work, because that's what the IT department just always say to us. If you turned it on and turned it back off again, turned it off and turned it back on again, even get that the right way around. So I thought, I know, I'll try turning my phone off, and lo and behold, blooming worked. So yeah, just using these inks, blends pens, and I'm not being terribly accurate about how I'm colouring in. I don't want to be terribly exacting, but that's, I've seen okay, and that was Michelle last as well, did a fantastic live, and I need to watch it back now. I've got this set where she created some real kind of Cath Kidson's type looking cards using this set. So I've done the bigger floral element in the corner, and then I've added the smaller one. So I've kind of made the decision that some of the rounder ones are buds and the leaves are the kind of more overly looking ones. When I started doing Christmas in July, Jeanette, as well, you weren't making Christmas cards, have you? Have you started your Christmas cards now? I think the Christmas gleaming baubles were a favourite for you, weren't they? So yeah, with all Stampin' Up images, what they very kindly do is they give us darker shaded areas, which kind of then gives you the hint as to where to put your darker colours, make it nice and easy. Another thing I always advise is if you are starting a little collection of blends, always recommend having the colour lifter. So with that darker colour I can just kind of blend it in a bit more by going back in with a paler colour, but it's just colouring away to your heart's content. And then if, for example, this is the colour lifter, so it has a white cap, again it's got the thicker end and the thinner end. If I take that area there and decide that I've done it too dark, literally I can go over that and it lifts the colour out. So I always suggest with anyone that's buying to always have the colour lifter if you ever then put ink in the wrong colour, or if you go over the edge you can literally just, it's kind of like a rubber for ink blends really. And then leaf wise, again I've got, I think that's light mossy meadow, and actually I might go with the soft sea foam. So I'm going to go soft sea foam, which is a real pale green over the whole leaf, and then where those darker areas are, they're not being terribly exact about it. It's just quite therapeutic. yeah, I have to say I did go to the post office. Well, actually, there was a very long queue at the post office yesterday because I had some cards I needed to post to France, Australia, USA, and Canada. And I had to get 120 stamps, so that gave me a bit of a... Not for those countries. For post isn't as cheap as it used to be. Again, I've gone in with that darker colour in those darker areas. For some reason I've got an extra screen that's covering... Oh, we've done cards for charity. Brilliant, well done. What charity is your preferred charity to support? So when we went in with that dark, just going over again with the light just to blend it in a little bit. But so this is fantastic, this Fancy Phrases set, just because it's kind of a bit kind of ethereal anyway. Those colours are slightly different because I did them on 2 different days, can't you just tell that? And then I think we'll take... Use cherry. Did I use cherry cobbler? Yeah, cherry cobbler. Rather than... Oh, actually, I might do Poppy Parade because it looks rather nice on Poppy Parade as a backing. So I'm going to do this as a little something for you, just right in the middle of that card, and then I'm going to leave the rest of it blank. I'm learning to embrace space. So I've used Very Vanilla as a background for this card. Oh, WRBS. I have to look that up, not sure what that stands for. So, simple little sentiment in the centre there. Sentiment in the centre, that was easy for me to say, wasn't it? Then I'm going to cut a piece of Poppy Parade. At least I will if I know where my trimmer, there it is. I knew it was somewhere. And this will then just really make those flowers pop by bringing in that bit of fluff on that corner there, and that will go onto a Very Vanilla card base. I was almost organised today, not quite. Honestly, I was not a happy bunny last night when I realised that I hadn't been live. I thought my tablet was playing up and just not showing me live, and then spent the morning being technologically challenged by trying to sort out the problem. So I feel like all is right with the world again. Oh, has that come to an end? Yes. Oh, no it hasn't. But it has not wound properly. Oh, hold on. What's going on there? Oh, hold on. Manually gone in and messed that one up. Let's use another one to just get that tape around the edges. Get the tape gun. I know some people prefer to use glue for a lot of things. The tape doesn't give me much in the way of wriggle room, but in this case I'm fairly safe with... Oh, that one's coming to an end. Oh, a voluntary service, which is excellent. That's a wonderful thing to do. So there we go, very vanilla card base, Poppy Parade. I think yesterday I must have used more of the Poppy Parade, which is why it's slightly different, so I might just... That's the joy of a blend, we can just... See, two different days of colouring, but they're not on the same bush, are they? So the colours can be different. Slightly strange. Well, but having that darker background just, I think, helps the colours pop a little bit more. So that's one idea with the fancy phrases set with the blends. So you could, I think blends are perfect. I also thought I could do watercolour pencils as well. If I used watercolour pencils, I would stamp the images in the alcohol ink. Because again, the alcohol, I've forgotten what it's called. But alcohol and water don't mix. So if you used something like Sahara sand in the standard ink with watercolour pencils, you would get some bleeding. So it's making sure you use an alcohol pen with a standard ink or vice versa. Anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed that. It was nice to get back on, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our one sheet wonder. Alright, I will speak to you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.